about, oh, how many years ago? It was back in 2017. So about, oh, that had been 2017? Really? It doesn't feel like it's been that long. Back in 2017, so yeah, about 7 years ago, I made my first YouTube video. It wasn't good. It's no longer available to watch anywhere because it is bad. In fact, that entire channel, all the videos that I post on it, they are all private now. I have other videos on it, but it's like just inside jokes with me and a few mates. So I don't really use that channel much anymore. But yeah, 7 years ago, I finally convinced my mum and dad to let me make a YouTube channel because they were extremely like Christian or whatever and extremely sort of against social media in general. So I sort of I didn't really have the option to make a YouTube channel growing up until I was around, I would want to say 15, I think I was. Does this work? Yeah, it does. Up until I was about 15. And then when I was 15, they let me make my first YouTube channel. And it was mostly just me recording games on my school iPad and putting some no copyright sounds, music over it, and then uploading it. Nothing, average like 15-year-old, like average kid making YouTube videos sort of thing. And I got a little bit successful. Like I had one video that got around 6,000 views and it was bad. Like all the comments were just like, this is awful. Why have you created this? Can you please like delete this? Because this is just an awful video, which fair enough, because it was a fucking shit video. It was one of those, like I was trying to do that, like, you remember how YouTubers, like there used to be those YouTuber, like, oh, YouTuber sings blank song and they'd like cut all the words together. I tried to do that, but did it really badly. And it was mostly just incoherent sounds. So, yeah, that video, I think it's still up just because it's a funny, like, thing to look back on with friends or whatnot. Like, yeah, this is the sort of shit I used to do. But, yeah, I posted that channel for years, like literal years. I tried, it was mostly like mobile game stuff, like a lot of like Minecraft, because every kid wants to be a Minecraft YouTuber or whatever. I posted a lot of Minecraft shit, and some of it I'm still like pretty proud of. I put in a lot of effort into making my own resource packs for Minecraft Pocket Edition. I would like try to make my own like resource packs. I used to download mods, like Java mods, and I'd extract the files onto like my document viewer on my iPad, and then I would and then I would like extract the textures, and I'd like create like a texture pack using those textures and be like, oh, I'm porting this mod over to Minecraft Pocket Edition. So I remember doing it with Orespawn at one point, like taking a bunch of Orespawn textures and then making them into like a MCP texture pack and then uploading it. That was really fun. It was the sort of thing where it's like, I never got any success. I was always jealous of one of my friends because he got a lot more success than I did. He got like a video with like 30,000 views, and he just had better equipment. He had a better knowledge of editing software. I was just using iMovie on my iPad, and the video sucked. And then I sort of just stopped. I didn't make anything. I got a few, like over 100 subscribers on that channel, but it was mostly just doing sub for sub. So it wasn't like actual, like, oh, here's something that like I've actually worked hard and grown from the ground up. It was mostly just sub for sub, which I denied vigorously for years. But now, like, as I'm a bit older, I'm like, yeah, I did sub for sub. But that's like all in the past now. I sort of stopped doing it after a while, because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was sort of like, you know, I was like, I don't feel like what I'm creating is something that is something I can be proud of. And then fast forward a few years, and I obviously consumed a lot of YouTube. I still to this day consume a lot of YouTube. And I got really into Souls, like Dark Souls, or Dark Souls 3 specifically. And I discovered, if you've watched my really old stuff, on this channel, like from a few years ago, you'll know that I took a lot of inspiration from a Souls YouTuber called Yimfa. And he makes these videos where it's like guides, I guess, on Souls games or Skyrim and stuff like that. And he has these like really funny subtitles, really funny backing music and shit like that. His videos are really good. And I was like, I want to try this. I was using my mum's Premiere Pro account before switching over to DaVinci Resolve, and I tried to make one, and it was pretty okay. Like I wasn't proud of it. I sort of made it. I was like, this is something that is a video I made, but I wasn't like proud of it. And then I made another one, and I wasn't really proud of it. I made another one, and I wasn't really proud of it. And then I got some inspiration, and because Mortal Shell had just come out on Steam, so I bought it on Steam. I just moved to a new like city without my consent. I was 18 at the time and didn't have a job, so when my parents decided to move, I had to move. But Mortal Shell came out on PC, and I played the shit out of it. And I'm like, I'm gonna try another one of these videos, and I made the Mortal Shell video that I have up, and it's not perfect. There are still some things about it that I would improve if I went back and did it again, but for the most part, I felt like it was a video that I could finally be proud of, and I am proud of it. I'm very proud of it to this day. I still rewatch the intro occasionally because I feel like it has a really good flow to it, and I feel like I was very proud of like the masking on the text for that one. I was very proud of that. And then fast forward a little bit longer, and I wanted to do another video like that, but I didn't know what to do. And then I like stumbled upon through a convoluted series of events that is a whole video that I plan to do in and of itself. I stumbled on a show called Ergo Proxy, and I don't like anime. I never have liked anime, but this was sort of like something that was different. This is the first anime that I could fully say unequivocally that I loved, and it still remains one of my favorite shows to this day. It's so like not like other anime. It's the sort of thing where it's like, it's the first anime where I watch, I'm like, this doesn't feel like it was aimed at prepubescent boys. Like, it doesn't feel like it was targeted towards 14-year-olds. It doesn't have that aggressive, like, sexualization. It doesn't have that, like, cringy voice acting for the most part. It was just a good experience. And I really enjoyed it. So I made a intro for a video inspired by it. And then a whole video inspired by it on Dark Souls 3, which actually was not originally what the video was, because that video was actually, I had uploaded the how to do the +10 in one boss, or was it 2 bosses or 1 boss? I think it was 1 boss. I'd uploaded that video before, a significantly worse version of it, and then I was like, okay, I don't have any idea of what to do for a new video, so I'm just going to take that one, I'm gonna like private the old version, and I'm just gonna remake it from the ground up. And I did it, and that video was the first video I ever had be successful of my own, like, skill, I guess. I obviously did promote it a little bit. Like, I promoted it in a few, like, Reddit threads, and I, like, promoted it online and shit like that. Like, I wanted people to see this video, but it was because it was something that I had made that I was proud of. And it did fairly well. It's sitting around, like, just shy of 1,000 views, and in complete honesty, I view that video as my magnum opus, which sounds cringe, but like, I don't think I've ever made a video before or since that I am as proud of that one. In fact, it's the most proud I've been of a piece of, like, of something I've created. I worked really hard on it, and I think it is really, really good. And it kind of upset me that it sort of like stopped growing, because I'm like, this feels like something that I've made that I want people to see. Like, the old videos were like, I want people to see it because I want, like, the sort of like fame and stature that comes with being a YouTuber, or the money. That video was, I want people to see this because I think it's really, really good, and I want to show other people that. And it also had some like skips in it that weren't really common knowledge at the time, and I still don't think are particularly common knowledge. And And then I made another video, loosely inspired by Arcane, and then I sort of stopped. The Arcane one didn't do very well. I didn't really have any idea of what I wanted to do for another video, so I stopped. This was back in 2021, I think. Let me have a quick sip of my tea. Back in 2021, I stopped because it was all this effort, and I wasn't proud of the video that came out, and I didn't want to put all that effort in for something I wasn't proud of, and I didn't have the inspiration. And then, so yeah, I sort of just stopped. I was like, okay, this is something I'm proud of, and then I just didn't use that account ever again, or didn't use that account much. I used my main account, and then I just sort of stopped making videos, as has become a habit with me. It's like I'll make something for a little bit and then stop. And then last year, I started a new job. I've told this story before on the channel, but I started a new job, and I was talking with one of the blokes in my training group about modded Minecraft, and he's like, oh, you should try all the mods 9. And I'm like, maybe. Like, I haven't played modded Minecraft since I was a kid, and when I did play it, it was sort of just like, I throw together all the mods that I thought looked cool, and then I wouldn't know what to do. I'd play for like 15 minutes and then stop. The Skyrim experience, I call it. But yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing. And then I was like, all right, I'll try this out. And then, as I told that story before, I played this for like an hour. In this world, actually, I played for about an hour, didn't know what to do, got bored and turned it off. And then I watched a video being like, oh, here's like a sort of beginner's guide to it. And I watched that all the way through. I'm like, oh, okay, I understand. And then I got hooked. And I'm still hooked. Less so now, which I'll get into in a little bit. But I just played like this pack non-stop for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. To the point my girlfriend was getting a bit upset at me because she was like, why are you like constantly just playing this? And I'm like, yeah, fair enough. And I had like the inspiration for the video that I did on Dark Souls 3 a couple months ago, where I'm like, oh, the like that really like powerful Sellsword Twin Blades build. I was like, okay, I'll make another video in the style of my old ones, and I worked really hard on making the intro for that one. I'm decently proud of the final product to an extent. Not like, I don't consider it as good as some of my other work, but I'm still pretty proud of it. And at the same time, I'm like, I was scrolling through Reddit and I was like seeing all these people talking about AE2. And I'm like, and people were like, oh, like it doesn't make any sense. It's super hard to understand. And I'd spent a long time trying to figure it out. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to make this one-off video about AE2, and I'd be like, oh, here's how it works, like sort of dumb shits guide, because I like to explain things in a way that makes sense for people who don't typically have like a prior knowledge, I guess. Like I wanted to be like, okay, you've never touched AE2 before, where do you start? Here's it in as simplest terms as I can make it. And then inexplicably the video juiced. Like I uploaded it and I ignored it for couple weeks, I think. I want to say maybe a week or two. And then I came back and it's got like 4,500 or 5,000 views. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, wait, what happened? And so obviously I'm like, well, there's clearly a demand for this. Like I'm getting subscribers or whatnot. There's clearly a demand for this. I'm going to make more. And some of my videos do well, some of them do less well than others, which I don't really care about. I'm just doing this for fun for the time being. But it was so crazy, especially that mystical agriculture video, the one with all like the super fast farm setups. That's got like, I think 20-something thousand views at this point. It's fucking insane how many views that thing has got. That's the most views I've ever gotten on anything in my entire life ever. So that was a fucking it mind blows me to this day that thing is still growing. Like it's consistently getting 400 or 500 views a day, and I'm like, what? I'm not complaining, obviously, but it's like it's so weird to me because I'm like, I didn't realize that it would be that popular. You know, I didn't realize people would want to see that particular video so badly, but they did, which I'm not complaining about. And I check my YouTube studio every morning. Like I'm a creature of habit. So my habit is every morning I wake up. The first thing I do is take a rip of my vape, and then I check my YouTube studio for new comments, because I like having engaging with the people that are viewing the content, and I want inspiration for what to do in the future. Like that HDPE factory, I was not planning on doing a video on that, but some comment was like, that's a really cool compact design you've got. Can you do a full video on it? So I sort of fleshed it out a little bit more and then built that like design, and then I uploaded it, and it's done pretty well. It's got 300 views. I'm happy with that. That's like the threshold of like, okay, this is a video that I feel has done okay, like done well. Like I'm happy with 300 views. But a lot of it's just like, oh, here, like the one I just released, the Nomi Factory one, that was literally just a comment being like, hey, can you design a Nomi Factory skybase? And it took me a while to do, granted. It took me the better part of a month and a half to actually make the video. Not even just to record it. Like, it took me like a week to record it, but it took me the better part of a month to actually come up with an idea for what I wanted to do. And yeah, that one's done. That one's doing okay. I'm happy. I'm glad people think it's cool. But it was so crazy. Like the other day, like after that video dropped, and I wake up and it's like 500, and it's like, I've never gotten to 500. Like I got to 100 through sub for sub on the channel I made when I was a kid, but like I never thought I would grow to this size of my own hard work and effort. You know what I mean? Like it just feels surreal. And it's the sort of thing where I'm like, I'm still like figuring out what I want to do with this, because for right now it's just a hobby. It's just me putting out because I like telling people about things that I feel passionate about. And so most of the time being, it's just, here is something I want to discuss, and I need to put what I have to say out into the world, or what I think, or like something that's like on my mind. Even with the guides, it's like people are like, oh, this doesn't make any sense, and I want to put it into the world like, it does make sense. Here's why it makes sense, and here's me explaining it. Or here's something that I feel very passionate about that I want to talk about, and I want to put that out into the world. And that's what I'm going to be doing with this channel. I have a few ideas for videos. I like want to do a full game commentary on Dark Souls 3 and Liza P, similar to the works of Matthew Matosis and Ace Theor Aesthetics, but I don't know enough about the games, and I don't know where to start to make a video like that, and I don't feel qualified, even though I've played 1,000 hours of Dark Souls 3, I don't feel qualified to be able to like, yeah, here's a like a detailed breakdown of like the themes and the ideas and like the mechanics, and like I don't feel like I know enough to be able to say, like, especially with Liza P, like I don't have enough knowledge of the product to be able to do a commentary like that. So that's probably not going to come for a while. I want to do more videos, like video essays, like discussing certain topics. The one for the whole gender war shit, that one did better than I expected it to. And it feels kind of weird in retrospect after posting that, because it was one of the things that was like, social media is designed to drive engagement. And at the end of the day, like, I did my best to try and be fair to both sides of the gender argument. But at the same time, it's like, I said some things where I'm like, while I believe them to be true, it is something that will obviously bait engagement, sort of thing, where it's like, I made a discussion regarding like anti-maskers, which I firmly believe to be stupid people and be objectively wrong. But at the same time, it's like, it's hard to justify being like, I said that in the video, but at the same time, I went on this whole rant about like how much social media is like trying to like get you addicted by promoting engagement. And that's the sort of thing that, even though I believe it to be 100% true, it is to an extent going to drive engagement, because that's a sensitive topic that people have a lot to say about. So it's like, it's sort of weird having to try and make that balance. But I want to do more videos about topics that I feel like I have a lot to say about. So I also want to do a dumb shits guide to like building computers, because people make that out to be a lot harder than it actually is. Well, to an extent it is hard, but like it's not as hard as people make it out to be. So I want to do a video on that. Which that's something that I plan on in the future. It's just it's hard to make videos when I'm like, it's working full time, managing like a restaurant, and like I'm so tired after work. I don't have the energy to edit or record or stuff like that. I just want to like chill. Or it's like I finally do have the energy, but like I rent a room. Like I don't have my own house, so when my housemates are home, I feel like uncomfortable, you know, like speaking into a microphone sort of thing. But so it's hard to make videos with the consistency that I want to, and it's also partially a lack of ideas, where I'm like, I have some ideas, but I don't have any small ideas, because all the small ideas that I had, I've used up, and that's why I asked so much for comments, being like, what should I do? Another sip. Yeah, I asked so much for comments for like what you guys want to see, because I want to make what people wanted to see, but I have like no idea what to do. I do have ideas, but like I don't want to just do a let's play. You know what I mean? Like I can drive up numbers by like I can drive up my like videos, but like by just doing let's plays. But it's like I don't even know if I want to continue the All the Mods 9 let's play, just because it's like I don't enjoy the magic stuff at all. Like I don't feel fulfilled doing the magic stuff. Like I don't find it to be an engaging way to spend my time. In fact, I get really frustrated with the magic stuff. So I'm like, I want to continue this series. Like I don't want to leave it unfinished, but at the same time, I struggle to motivate myself to actually play that world, because I haven't played it in weeks. Just because I don't have any energy or motivation to build something that I don't enjoy. You know what I mean? And maybe there's the option to go another tech back, but I am starting to get a little bit burnt out on this game. I've been playing it non-stop for, what month is it? June. So like the better part of 9 months I've been playing this game, and specifically this pack, for that long. So it's starting to get a little tedious. I've considered going back into Enigmatica and trying to finish that, but I was really struggling with that one. I found that one really difficult, but I don't know. I do want to make more videos, and I like to focus more on the tech side of things, and I do want to finish a series. Like I want to start a series and end it. It's also partially like, how do I make my videos consistent, where it's like every time I release a new Let's Play video, I always feel like I'm changing up the style, and I don't know what works and what doesn't, and I don't know what I want it to be, because partially it's down to what do I want it to be, and it's hard to figure that out. But it's something that I'm working on, and at the end of the day, it's like I'll eventually figure it out. It's just for the time being, I'm like sort of in this limbo state of like, there's 500 people here, which is already crazy in and of itself. But what do I want to, like, I want people to enjoy the content that I make, but I don't know what exactly to make all the time, you know what I mean? So, that being all said though, like, I've done a lot of waffling, to this like topic, but at the end of the day, the point I'm trying to make with this video is, it genuinely, like, every YouTuber's like, oh, it means a lot to me that people like my content or whatever. That's like a common thing. It's like, you hear it in every video where it's like, oh, this means a lot to me, yada, yada, yada. But like, it's hard to put it into words exactly like how genuine I'm being, where it's like, because every other YouTuber says it, and it's like, oh, everyone says that. Of course it means a lot to you, but it's like, it brings a special feeling knowing that people are looking at something that you put a lot of effort in to, and then like engaging with it, and they actually enjoy it, and they want to see more of what you have to offer. And that's crazy. Like, it's such a mind-blowing thing to me. And it makes me run into, like, another issue of, like, trying to balance this with work and shit, and, like, a relationship. Like, I want to prioritize my job. Well, I want to prioritize my partner first, and then my job, and then YouTube. But at the same time, it's like, I want to do this because it's something that I enjoy. Like, this is a hobby, like, through and through. As of right now, this is just a hobby. But, like, I also want to spend time doing my hobby, so it's tough finding that balance. And it's also, like, hard where it's like, the issue I'm running into right now is actually, because I occasionally peruse in, like, the new YouTuber subreddit, and, like, one of the things I keep talking about is, like, oh, it's so easy to get the subscribers, it's hard to get the watch time, and I'm like, I'm the opposite, where it is so easy for me to get, like, what, I'm already over the watch hour threshold for monetization, but I don't know how to encourage subscribing in a way that's not like other YouTubers, because I hate the whole, like, hey guys, welcome to my Minecraft Let's Play. In this video, we're going to be doing this, and da. Also, make sure to subscribe, because only percent of you are subscribed. And it's like, it's so obnoxious, and I want to be more down to earth than that. I don't want to be that, like, obnoxious, annoying, like, loud YouTuber, because I find them so irritating, and I don't watch their videos. Like, I'm going to watch something like Carax82 or Pilpo or Etho, YouTubers that are, like, they are much more grounded and down to earth and focus more on making, like, intelligent content rather than, like, just brainless, brain dead, fucking loud sounds, attention span shit. And it's like, I don't want to do the, like, fast paced editing either, but it's like, at the same time, like, I want people to watch the stuff that I do the whole way through, and sometimes it feels like the only way to do that is to make this, like, hyper ADHD editing. So I'm like, and I want people to subscribe as well. Like, that's what the point I was trying to make before. It's like, I want people to subscribe, but like, how do I ask people to subscribe without being a cunt, you know, without being that annoying fucking person who's just like, hey guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like that sort of shit. And it's really tough to find that balance, and it's something I've been struggling a lot with. And it's something I'll be working on in future videos. But yeah, it's just, I don't know where I'm going with this. I sort of, like, booted up this world. I haven't played this world in a long time. I just booted it up, put some blocks in my inventory, started building it random, and just am speaking as things come into my brain box. I don't really know what else there is to say, to be honest. I sort of feel like I've gone over everything. I was going to do a Q&A out of this video, but the community post I did, no one commented on it, which I didn't expect anyone to anyway. So I might still do it if there is demand for it, but that's only if there's demand. Like, if you have questions you want answered, leave them in the comment on this video, and if enough people do it, then I'll make a whole video on it. But if that's not what you want to see, then you don't have to. Don't worry about it. Like, you don't even have to subscribe. Like, I want people to subscribe, obviously, but I want, first and foremost, like, to make content worth subscribing to, sort of thing. This looks hideous, by the way. I'm sort of just building with no plan. Yeah, that's about everything I wanted to talk about. The subscribers, the comments. The comments have been lovely. The plans, the story. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. As always, if there's something you want to see, tell me, because I want to make what people want to see. Other than that, though, as I said before, thank you for taking the time to like watch this, and thank you guys for 500. Have a good one.